Welcome, this is Carrie Shell from On Point Quilter. Did you make paper snowflakes as a child? Learn how you can recreate them using applique tools within Electric Quilt. Okay, I have opened my paper snowflakes project and I'm going to select Design a Block from Scratch. And I'm going to do a new block, applique block, and I sort of debated between block and motif but decided that I wanted a background, so I selected block. And I am going to be working on the applique tab. Now for the precision toolbar, the block width and height doesn't matter, the snap settings really doesn't matter. However, in your snapping options, you want to make sure Snap to Node is turned on, Snap Aligned Segment is turned on, Auto Join Segments when drawing is on, and the Hide Show Autofill on closed patches is turned on. And for this, I'm going to start with the Ellipse tool. So if you click on that, and just drag an ellipse somewhere in the center of the workspace. And my block width and height is 14, so I decided to make my ellipse width and height 14 as well. So do that to be basically match your block size. And then select Center in Block. Now with the ellipse still on, we're going to change the sectioning to 6. That's going to help in terms of partitioning our snowflakes. So then I'm going to select Convert to Patch, and then I will select Convert to Guides in that far right corner. I'm going to draw one more line and I'm going to turn the Snap to Grid points on. I'm going to use the Line tool and just draw a vertical line for the upper segment of the block. And I'm going to convert that one to guides as well. For this one, I'm going to turn off Snap to Grid, use the Draw tool, and I'm just going to snip off a corner of this particular segment. And then I am going to use my Edit tool and just line up the top and the bottom so they connect with the other lines, and I'll convert that one to guides as well. So now I am going to work with the 3 edges for the one segment. And this is a great opportunity to just play with the drawing tools because there really isn't a right or a wrong answer. So if you haven't played with Freehand, play with Freehand. If you haven't played with the Bezier, play with that. Or just work with the Line tool. So I'm going to start with Freehand, and I am just going to draw a squiggly line. Then I will use the Edit tool and just make some adjustments so it looks pleasing, and more importantly, the outside nodes match the edge of my segment. For the next line, I'm going to use the Line tool and work with the top portion of this segment. And I will then move some of those extra nodes so they are inside the segment. And I'll do that with the Edit tool. For the third side, I decided to use the Bezier curve to draw a couple of segments. And back to the Line tool for a quick half diamond segment. And then I will use the Edit tool to clean those up. So once I have my segments drawn, now I need to create one edge of the block, and I'm going to start with this this diagonal on the top. And so I'm going to take the Draw tool and I am going to draw a line segment to connect to that first shape, and then I'm going to take the end of it and go to the end of the segment. And now I am going to fit to work table, and this is going to be the shape that I'm going to play with. So with my pick tool, I'm going to select them all, and I'm going to select clone, and I'm going to flip this left to right. And I will zoom in and double check that I've got those super close, touching if at all possible. Then I will select the Edit tool, and I am going to connect all of those line segments. And you should be able to just touch them and make sure they touch the other segment, and they will connect. Now on the ones that are in the center, it will actually shade, which will show you when you have both those top and bottom nodes connected. And so once I have that segment done, I'm going to fit to work table, use my pick tool, select everything again, and I'm going to do a clone, and this time I am going to rotate that 60 degrees, and I'm going to do an apply. Then I will zoom in again and make sure the segments are touching, and with the Edit tool I will select the ending nodes for everything along that diagonal line and connect them up. So once I've got that done, I'm going to use my pick tool, select everything, clone, and this time under segment rotation I'm going to select 120 degrees. And I'm going to zoom in to see if that looks pretty good. Before I connect these segments, I'm going to do one additional clone, rotate 120 degrees, so I have that final segment that I need to put in position. Then I'm going to take the Edit tool and I'm going to start matching seams. Note that there are now 3 sets of diagonal seams that need to be matched. I suggest making one of the outside edges the last edge to connect. Then select the pick tool and select the outside segment and bring it to the back. And now I will go to the Color tab and color this block. And I can add that to the project sketchbook. And if I don't want this to be quite as straight, I could go back to the Draw tab with the pick tool. I'm just going to do a Control or Command plus the A key and rotate it, let's say 5 degrees, or maybe another 10 degrees. Something to give it just a little different rotation. It should retain the colorations, and I can add that to the project sketchbook. Thanks so much for watching. For additional tips and techniques, please subscribe to my weekly newsletter at www.onpointquilter.com and check out my other EQ8 classes, including Introduction to Applique.